everybody. Welcome to another live. I'm so excited to have Jennifer here today. I know you guys have heard it all talked about all day today. If you've been following Jen across all the channels, you had a busy day.
It's been a day. It's been a great day. Yeah. But it's definitely been a day of channel hopping. That is for sure.
Yeah, if you guys aren't already subscribed to Jen at My Holistic Self, her stuff's tagged down below in the description. But also go check out Twillo. So Twillo Lifestyle, and then also Tarot Stash, because there were some great shows today. And you can rewatch those and give them a like and a subscribe. Oh, and Moira's here. Hi, Moira. So while everybody's making their way in, I'm just going to do the quick go through the calendar, let you guys know what's coming up. So the next show I'm really, really excited about actually is July 13th. So it's not the next show, but it is a show I'm really excited about. I actually have my friend Summer coming on, and we're talking about spiritual art. Yeah, so I'm super excited. So she does she paints and stuff like that, and her artwork is absolutely gorgeous. I'm hoping she'll show us some of that. So we're going to talk about spiritual art. Also coming up, I'm doing a meditation night, so that'll be July 27th. I have a bunch of meditations I've written from scratch, and so I'm actually going to have it so that you guys can come, get in the zone. I'm going to read through them, and then that way too, once it's published, I'll make sure I try and put chapters in, and then that way you guys can replay the different meditations if you want as part of your practice. The next show though is June 22nd, and we are going to continue our Learning the Tarot series, and we're going to be doing the High Priestess. So I know it's been a while since we got back into that, but we're going to do one of those shows. And then other than that, there's a bunch of other fun stuff coming up. There's going to be a show on tuning fork healing and such. So just subscribe so you don't miss out, because lots is coming.
Yay!
And there's and Kiara J. Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
So Jen, for those that don't know who you are, do you want to do the quick and dirty, this is who I am, and then we'll talk about your amazing
Jen. I go by Jen. Yeah. I do stuff. My day job is registered psychotherapist, certified Canadian counselor, intuitive life coach. I'm an energy worker, holistic healer, do stuff. I like to bring the holistic into things. So mind, body, and spirit. And how we can work to come home to ourselves through all of those domains.
Yeah. I love that so much. So the reason we're here today is somebody has a new deck. So I guess the first big question is, what made you want to create the deck? Because I don't know, for me anyway, it just seemed to come out of nowhere. You're like, boom, I have a deck. And I'm like, what?
This is how my stuff happens though. It's basically done. And then I announce that there's something I'm working on. It's kind of how I roll. And the reason I do that is because I'm working on so many different things. I never know what I'm going to actually complete and what I'm not. So it's not until it gets to a place of okay, this is basically ready. Then I go, so I've been doing this thing. And that seems to work for me. Then I don't feel the pressure to make sure I do something. I just do it as I feel led, and off we go. But this deck in particular, so it's based in acceptance and commitment therapy, which is the modality that I use kind of foundationally in my practice. So in a nutshell, acceptance and commitment therapy, it has 6 pillars. And so we look at mindfulness. Can I be present in this moment and recognize the judgments I'm holding, the interpretations that I have? Can I just notice that kind of stuff? And then we have experiential acceptance. Can I sit with the difficult stuff? So I've noticed it. Now, can I allow it to be in my space, in my energy? Can I allow myself to stay with it long enough to get the message that it is bringing forward? And then from there, we need to have cognitive diffusion. If I'm allowing myself to sit with those difficult things, I have to have some separation, right? I have to be able to recognize that I am not my thoughts. I am not my feelings. I have thoughts, I have feelings, but they don't who I am.
Mm-hmm.
So self as context, who in the world am I if I am not the culmination of my thoughts and feelings, right? I'm stepping into that observer place. Can I be the observer and notice and recognize that I'm that, not all of these other things?
Right.
Right? And how do I live that? We've got values and value-based actions, and that's the 6 together, right? What is actually important to me in my experience? What do I want to honor in
Right.
what I'm choosing to do? And then that committed action is, how do I do it? How
Yeah.
do I
Yeah.
fruition into my
Yeah.
experience? And so the deck actually came, because I work in it so much,
Yes.
and because
Yeah.
I work with Oracle decks and all of that,
Mhm.
one day they were like, these are archetypal energies.
Mm.
That makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
then it started to come, and it was like, oh, wouldn't it be nice to give an opportunity for people to work through some of these things on their own
Mhm.
with the deck?
Right.
Where we're able to step into the archetypal energy. There's an oracle message that goes with the cards. Well, I can give you kind of like a little breakdown of it.
Mhm.
We'll get there. But the way that it was the way that it was given to me to
Yeah.
bring forward. So there's the 6 pillars. So they're broken up into 6
Yeah.
sections within the deck. But each of the main, like the regular cards within there, has the act, the act pillar, and then we have the quality that we want to work with. Then there's an
Mhm.
oracle message, a shadow whisper, which is like when we're in that shadow piece, it's kind of like what the mind will tell us.
Right.
The self check, which allows us to do that check in and go, what's actually happening right now?
Mhm.
And then the aligned action. So you can use the cards in a lot of different ways. You can pull them and just use the oracle message and do it as you would do a normal oracle deck. You can go through and pull just for the shadow whisper to see like what is actually happening behind the scenes, what's showing up for me. There's so many different ways to
Right.
work with it, and we can talk about that when we look at the book. But for me, I think the biggest piece of the deck coming through, one is because they were like, oh, here, do this. And I went, oh, okay.
You just do what you're told, right?
Yeah. But was wanting to allow people to be able to do this work on their own as well. Not to say, like, obviously I'm a therapist, I'm going to say, talk to somebody.
Yes.
Yes, of course. But I do think that, therapy, even if you're going to therapy once a week, twice a week, whatever it is, like that 1 hour
Yeah, it's
is
not enough.
not sufficient
No.
to facilitate change. We have to be doing the work in between. And so this is a beautiful way to do that work where we don't have to, say, oh, well, now I need to work on this. And we get so caught up in all the work we have to do, whereas something like this allows us to just pull a card, and it could just be one card for the day. And it's like, okay, this is something I'm going to carry with me through the day and work on doing in my
I love
experience.
that. It brings in that mindfulness piece.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Rossi says they're getting it. And I'll be posting the link for you guys. So there's both a hard copy and a digital version, I think you said, or is it?
Yes, I have them on Etsy. And if you want the hard copy of the deck, it's 33 Canadian, and then shipping, whatever shipping is for you, depending on where you are in the world. And then there's a digital copy that you can get, and then you can print them yourselves. Of course, they won't be, on a hard card unless you're getting them printed somewhere, but but I do have the printing instructions and things like that too. So if you're like, you know what, I'm okay with having them, on cardstock that I print myself, then that's an option too. I want them to be accessible, and holy Hannah, printing decks is expensive.
Oh, it is. It so is.
Like, I'm sorry, what? The only way it can be affordable is if I want to do it through China and order like 1,000 decks. I'm like, I can't afford that.
Diana came in. Hey, Diana.
Hey, Diana.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Oh, what did Moira say here? Oh, she said 33 Canadian. That's about 250 US. Yeah, feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, like it's like pittance.
But if we want to just talk about the deck for a moment, so it comes in a box. It comes in a nice, very pretty little box, and actually, so there's a QR code on the back for the manual that
to
it
my
comes with.
website.
Yeah,
and the manual is on the website.
But it's a nice size card, so it's I guess like standard like oracle size.
Yeah, they're
card.
3.5 by 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're 3.5 by 5, and they're
compared to my hand.
yeah, I would say they're standard. They're actually like if I were to pull up some other decks that I use, right? Like they're pretty on par in terms of the size of them.
And they're nice to shuffle too. Like they don't stick, and like I find that they shuffle really nicely. One of the questions that came to mind for me was like the back. Like, what made you like when the design on the back? Like, what? How did you come up with that?
I wanted to emphasize the 6 pillars, and so if you look, right, it's the 6, and they're all different colors. They're the colors of each of the 6 cards.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and right, and then I put that star in there because it's like that opening energy that it as we go through them, there's this opening that can happen. And I loved the idea of having them in the middle where they're kind of all interconnected.
Yes, I love that.
They are, right? We can work with just one pillar if we want to, but they're all connected together. And so we're ultimately working in each of them as we go.
So Moira, they are on Jennifer's or through Jennifer's website, but the link I posted will take you right to her Etsy, where you can purchase it from Etsy or through Etsy. So it's through her own website. Not make playing cards. And then Rossi says $26.22 US plus shipping. So there you go.
Not bad.
There's the exchange rate for you, so that's not too bad. Yeah. And Diana says, "Nice deck for sure."
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and she loves the back too. It's on the way to spinning the medicine wheel. Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Like in that medicine wheel energy, because the more that we allow ourselves to open to these different things, the more medicine we have for ourselves. So
one of the questions I had on here, and I know we kind of glanced over it a little bit, but like how did you go? I know you talked about like structuring the deck, so you based it off of the pillars. But did like right away, did they kind of give you that like the different sections, or did you fiddle around with that a bit, or?
I knew I wanted to do the pillars. I knew that I wanted those 6, and I knew that I wanted an archetypal energy for each of them. And they had given me kind of what those archetypes were.
Yeah.
But then it was like, okay, how would we use this?
Right.
And I love shadow work, right? We talk about it often. So I was like, okay, I definitely want something to do with shadow work. And then I wanted it to be like actionable. I wanted there to be something that could actually be useful. So then there came the aligned action, and 3 is the charm. So I was like, okay, what else can go in there? And then the self-check. So that's how that kind of formed in terms of what was going to be on each card.
And I guess you use it in your practice, right? And actually, even in the manual, you kind of encourage it to be used.
Yeah. So it's great because, we're working together on something and it's like, I'm really stuck. I don't know, I don't know maybe another way to see this. I'm feeling like really stuck. And so, it's one thing to be able to say, okay, we'll just, do this. But then I might go, okay, you're stuck. You're not being able to see it in a certain way. So I'm going to go to the cognitive diffusion deck, right? There's 11 cards in each category. And cognitive diffusion is the sky watcher.
Okay.
Right. So we look at that and each one of these are the cards I was holding originally. So each one of the pillars also has a pillar card.
Oh, cool.
So you've got the card that describes the pillar, and then you've got the 11 cards within it. Right. So the cognitive diffusion card says the sky watcher, the seer, the one who sees stories without becoming them. The sky watcher is the one who stands above the weather of the mind, able to observe thoughts without becoming them, unhooked, untrapped, aware. Right? Clouds pass, but the sky remains. Right? So we go, okay, what is it that would be helpful in this moment, right? To be able to navigate whatever this, issue is. And then we've got, okay, here's a card. Playfulness.
Oh, there you go.
So playfulness. Your mind will produce many thoughts. As the sky watcher, you do not have to engage with every one. You can meet the thoughts lightly. My computer loves the idea. And let them pass like birds fluttering across the sky. Right? So it gives us an opportunity. And you can just sit with that oracle message, and that could be enough.
Yeah.
Right? If we want to dive a little bit deeper, we might go, okay, what is the shadow whisper? I need to figure this out right now, right? That compulsive problem solving. Okay. So I recognize that that's happening, and notice in myself, that self-check. What happens if I don't engage with this thought?
Right.
What would happen? How would things shift? What would I be doing? How would I be showing up? And then the aligned action is playful labeling of the thought, right? So the worry wart, judgment day, the planning pit, right? I'm going to label it. And this is an act. So in ACT, we have all kinds of different tools that we use. And one of them is that idea of naming it, right? So as if it's like a book on the shelf or a record on the record player, right? It's like, I don't want to play this anymore, or I don't want to read this book anymore, right? And so if we label it, okay, this is the worry wart. I'm not reading the worry wart book anymore, right?
Right. Yeah.
I want to read this book instead. Right? It gives us that ability to just step back and get some separation from the thought.
Well, and I know you mentioned, I think on Twilio, you said like you've used it as a clarifying deck, like when you're doing readings with other
for Oracle, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were actually at the Holistic Healing Fair, and I was doing some readings.
Yes.
And I thought, why not? Let's pull it out and use it with that. And it was wonderful because so often we get Oracle cards, and I love Oracle cards.
Yeah. They can be a little vague.
I have many of them. Tarot too, right? And sometimes it's like, okay, but what do I do with this? Or what exactly does that mean? Or okay, but like now what? Right? And so using the deck as clarifiers can be very helpful, right? Because maybe, you pull, in an oracle card and it's talking about change, and it's like, okay, but what? Like, what is it? There's so many times where I've had a reading done, and I'm like, okay, but about what? Like, I just want to, and so having the clarifier there is like, oh, that just called me out. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those decks.
It's one of those decks.
Yeah. So Leah came in. She said, hello, girl. Oh, and then so Moira was just asking, like, did you use Photoshop or Procreate, or like, what did you use to create the deck?
Yeah, I did it in Canva.
Okay.
Which is wonderful and also really annoying.
Yes.
But no, yeah, I used Canva, and it was great because once I had the format down, I was able to just copy paste and then change the elements that I wanted. Like you'll notice too on each of the cards, like there is a little elemental kind of piece to it. And so I don't draw a lot of attention to it in the book.
Right, yeah.
There is the energy there as well. And so I do talk about that just briefly in the guidebook, in terms of, what elemental energies you can tap into as well while you're using the deck.
Well, and Rossi was saying like great journaling deck, and I had the same thought. Like it'll be great for those that love to do journaling. Yeah. Or even just like that meditative thought. Like even those of us that don't like writing on paper, it still allows us to have that that moment of the day.
Absolutely. So in the guidebook, and I had thought about like actually putting a journal in there, and then I was like, no, Jen, no, stop trying to do more.
She has some other great books though that have that in there if you want that.
There you go. But I do have a section where it talks about journaling companion and how you can use the prompts with cards or independently and moving through different, and so I have questions like just within that section with additional reflections that you can use for journaling with the cards.
Perfect. Just perfect. And even Diana was just saying, like, these cards have a message, like, well, for all of us.
Aw, thank you.
You guys are gonna love the deck. Like, yeah, the energy in the the energy of the deck is amazing. It's it's gonna be cheesy, but I'm gonna say it's like Jen's energy.
Well, and I've poured myself into it, so that kind of makes sense. But it was so funny. I remember because the Holistic Healing Fair is the first place that I actually brought them out. For people, and I remember like handing them over to Tanis, who was at the booth next to me, and she's like, "Who? Did you like?" And I was like, "No, I haven't done anything to them yet." And she was like, "Wow, okay." Right. And so, and then each time, you guys came by, it was wonderful to have that confirmation that it felt really good.
Right. Yeah. And I can confirm. Ooh, and Rossi says it's a good sized deck too. It is. But it's not so big. Like there are some like Oracle decks and stuff like that I have that I'm like, how do I even shuffle this? But like these, they, as I said, they fit nicely in your hand. It's not too big, not too small.
Yeah, like it's 72 cards. So I think an average tarot deck is 78. So it's pretty, there you go. So it's 72 cards. So you've got, there's 6 pillars. Each of the pillars has 11 cards. So that's the 66 plus the additional pillar cards for each, which brings us to 72.
I love that. And yeah, I love the colors you chose too. Was that just like more of an intuitive thing, or was there like...
Yeah, that was totally intuitive. And then of course I asked my artist youngin to just confirm the colors and got a resounding oh yes. And I thought, okay,
okay, done.
Yeah, so if we go through them really quick, I'll use the pillar cards. Right, so we've got the cognitive diffusion, which is the Sky Watcher, right? And then we've got the experiential acceptance. So this is the alchemist of feeling.
That's my favorite color.
Present moment awareness, which is the grounded mystic. Right, so grounded. Self as context. So this is the infinite witness. We've got values here, the inner compass. And committed action. This is the sacred builder.
Do you have a favorite card
in the entire deck?
Yeah, I don't know. Or specific, I guess, or maybe a section or part that you seem to be finding yourself using more than others. Because I know like you can use them all in combination, but you also showed kind of where you can take them and use them in isolation.
I don't know that I have like a favorite card.
It's like asking you who's your favorite child, right?
I know. I think going through each of them, there was a moment of like, oh, that feels so good, right? Like I really felt into them and went back and forth a couple times about like how I wanted to do some of them. I'm gonna say probably my favorite card, only because I'll explain this one, is the forgiveness card.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why. So, like I told you, I have the elemental, right? And so you can see.
Actually, one of the questions I had was like, do you have any hidden symbols or Easter eggs? And I would kind of call those that.
There, right?
Yeah.
Got through the entire deck, proofed it. I don't even know how many times. Had other people proof it for me. All of that. Okay, remember, here we go. You see that? It's the downward, right?
Yeah, that one's not.
And I thought when I got the deck and I saw it for the first time as I was using them, and I went, how freaking perfect is that? That the forgiveness card has an error on it.
Hey, We talked about that today
Not
too. No such thing
planned.
as perfection.
But of all the cards, I'm like, oh, okay, universe, thank you.
Yeah.
I like that little message added in there. So there is a bit of an Easter egg in it
I love that.
that I didn't plan.
Yeah. Troubles entered the chat, by the way.
Oh, hello.
Diana was like, yeah, who's your favorite? Oh, yeah. Merlin's a top favorite for sure. I lost a book on organization.
I love it. See, it's these kinds of things that we have to be able to just like, yep, yep.
So we do have a copy of the manual if we want to just go through it really quickly with everybody.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Sure.
If you guys are like, oh, I kind of want to know, like, how can I use it and stuff like that, you can just get the manual on my website. I figured, you know what, I'm just going to put it out there because who cares about the manual if you don't have the deck?
So case in point, I got this back in like the first week of May. Mm-hmm. I'd not even bothered to download the manual until Jen sent it to me like 2 days ago. Because like it is very like yes, the manual is great, but
it's wonderful, but it's also like very intuitive.
Yeah.
That's it. And you can, like, I went through and I put my cards back into each of the pillars so that I could easily kind of go through each of them. Mm-hmm. But I mostly use it all together, right? Yeah. So I actually, before the show, sat and like did my sorting. Yeah. I love it. See, these are these beautiful moments where we get to just
Vanessa's like, response to what I said, and I'm like, it's true.
We all need a little bit of trouble. What was the card we pulled earlier? Playfulness?
Yes. Well, yes, exactly. And actually, didn't we pull that in Twilio as well?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, I don't want the full screen. I want this screen. There we go. Haha. I promise I know what I'm doing. All right. So this is the guidebook, or I guess we'll call it a guidebook. But so it's a PDF. So you could print it or just have it on your phone or your other electronic device. So there's a table of contents, a little bit of a welcome from Jen, I guess, is just explaining about the deck. And
absolutely.
Yeah. And then we have, as you said, the archetypes that you were talking about. So we have the 6 archetypes. So we have the Sky Watcher there. So is this, I guess there we have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the arrows there. Is that kind of how the flow is? Or
you got it. So you can do, like, again, you can use this deck in so many ways. Mm-hmm. But each, as it says, each archetype represents one core pillar of psychological flexibility within ACT. And so together they do this arc of, I'm going to become aware, I'm going to allow, I'm going to be present, gain perspective, decide my direction, and then embody it. Right? That's the idea of the pillars working together. But again, it can, you might say, okay, I just want to work on this one particular thing, right? Or, do them all together. So when we go through the 6 archetypes, you've got the archetypal name. So the Sky Watcher, you've got that symbol there, right? So it's air, it's thought, and then it's cognitive diffusion, right? Again, the alchemist of feeling, water, emotion, experiential acceptance. Mm-hmm. So you get the element, you get what it's encompassing, and then you get the ACT pillar that goes with it.
And then we have the other ones here as well, which is great. Oh, and Moira mentioned that the card reminds them of the Seat of Life sacred geometry.
Yes. It is put together purposefully in that way.
And you also, as you say, have a note on the symbols, so the different elements there and how those values kind of work with the cards.
Yeah.
And then you also do, as you said, talk about a little bit about the acceptance and commitment therapy, just sort of, I guess, people that don't know what that is.
Absolutely. Right? I just want to honor where it came from, because I didn't develop the system of ACT.
Right.
I'm using the system in a brand new way.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's good too for those of us that aren't maybe in the psychology, psychotherapy kind of field. So it's good just to have an understanding, as you said, of how we can work with it and how it works with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you do have how to use the deck, which I love. So at least, and I think it's kind of like when we say with everything, these are guidelines, not have-tos.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, understanding the anatomy of the card is really just, this is what's on the card.
Yep.
Right. So you've got your oracle message, the shadow whisper, the self-check, and the aligned action. And I do have a note there, the note on resistance, because this can happen. You pull a card, and if you feel resistance to it, pause, because resistance is information.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Ask yourself, what am I unwilling to feel? What thought am I treating as fact? Right? Is this a toward move, which means bringing me closer to what matters, or an away move driven by avoidance or protection? So if you want to unshare for a minute, just so that they can see me.
Yeah. I can just switch the view, actually. There we go.
Because I have a tiny little card here.
Ooh, okay.
I want to share. This is different. This is something, though, that I make and I use in my sessions real often. Right? And so in ACT, we have what's called the life map, and it's made in.
I'm gonna make you really big just so that everybody can see it.
Sure. And it's made in this 4-quadrant kind of idea. And so, I've made it into basic terminology where they have very clinical stuff, but we start with, this is the values, right? So this is like, what is important to me? And then let's say connection is important to me, but Kaylee and I are fighting over something, right? So then there's all this stuff. We've had this disagreement and all this stuff is getting in the way. All these narratives that I'm telling myself, oh, she doesn't like me, or she doesn't want to be my friend anymore, or whatever it is, right? It's all this stuff. And then I've got all my own narratives of I'm not good enough and I should have done this or blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is. And then what ends up happening is we've developed all of these behaviors that move us away from what's important to us, right? And so this moving away has nothing to do with my values. It has everything to do with avoiding the stuff, right? As long as I can avoid the stuff, I'm feeling better. This is that avoidance that we end up building within ourselves, so that when we get anxious, we avoid, and then anxiety becomes the key, that kind of idea. So when we look at present moment awareness, I'm able to go, oh, I'm doing that thing again because I'm feeling this way, and I don't like that I'm feeling this way. So instead of the avoidance behavior that I would normally do, I'm going to move with intention. I'm going to have an aligned action. I'm going to commit to doing something that is in alignment with my values. And since my value in this case is connection, I'm going to go, okay. And then I might use the cards to kind of go, what is happening inside of me? Let me figure that out. And then what is it that I want to do? Well, in this case, this connection is really important to me. So I'm going to reach out. I'm going to have a conversation, as difficult as that may be. Right. So it kind of walks us through that process, but in a very kind of gentle way through the oracle messages.
So Moira was actually saying here, so it's helpful to know which cards you are drawn to and which cards rub you the wrong way, because there's meaning there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that's again, like, you're blowing my mind. I love it. And it's good, just as you said, it's good to note, because some people would be like, oh, I don't like that card, I'm just never going to use it.
Yeah, there's a card and you go, ugh, right? That's a valuable card for you.
Yep. Well, I mean, we talk about that in terms of like, tarot and stuff like that, where, like the Tower or the Death card get a bad rap.
Yeah, it just means that there's change. It's okay. We just don't like change, and we don't like change. That means that something has to break down.
Right.
It's like, well, that's the way change happens.
So So these are, I guess, more like actionable ways you can use the deck. So we went through like how to use the deck in the sense of like how it's put together and like the parts of it, but now this is like how you can use it in your everyday life.
So there's a couple different layers. So the simple ways to work with the deck are just that. They're simple, right? A daily alignment pull. I'm going to pull one card each morning, read it, see what resonates, see what doesn't, and just observe kind of what's happening. And then I'm going to allow myself to be brought back to that throughout my day. Right? So like it says, right? The pattern, like one card, one moment of awareness, one small shift in action, right? It's about keeping it really simple. So I might, just go, okay, what is, and of course my deck is all in its suits right now, but not anymore. Right? Oh, right. So, okay, that's a few too many, guys. We're doing a one card pull, right? So I might go, okay. Right. And I look at that and I'm like, okay, so what does it have for me today? Accountability. As the sacred builder, you take responsibility without self-attack. Self-ownership strengthens integrity. Okay. So then today, throughout my day, I want to notice. I want to notice those moments when, maybe I make a mistake. And instead of allowing myself to just go, oh yeah, that was a mistake, I start beating myself up. That self-attack comes in, right? I start going, oh, I avoid. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to express anything about it. Right? The shadow whisper here, I don't want to face this, right? It's that shame that leads to abandonment and often to self-abandonment.
Right.
So we notice it and we go, okay, I don't want to face it, but I want to hold this value. This value is important to me. And so what do? Self-check. What would responsible repair look like? So notice where, this is the aligned action, notice where something was off and take one concrete repair step, right? Towards self, towards a task, towards a relationship, whatever it is, right? So I just noticed throughout my day, oh, I didn't send that email, right? And how, we get into that place of like, oh, well, now it's too late and I'm not going to da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? It's like, no. I can own the fact that I didn't get to that. I can say, okay, sorry for the delay in my response, blah, 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 right? Like I have the ability to own that without beating myself up about it, right? So then you just carry that energy with you through the day. And then the next day you do something different.
Well, and Moira was asking here, would you ever pull out one suit for a reading because that's what you wanted to know or about or focus on?
Absolutely. That's the targeted pillar pull that's next.
Ooh, there you go. It's like you're intuitive or something, Moira.
I know. You're right. Right? So you choose a pillar based on where you feel stuck and pull a single card from that section. Right? So I feel stuck in my thoughts. I feel stuck with my emotions. I feel disconnected. Right? I'm feeling stuck with my identity, with who I am. Where do I want to go? What direction do I want to do? Like, how do I want to move with this energy and follow through, right? That sacred builder is the committed action. Maybe I just want a goal for today of what I'm going to make sure that I do. And so I'm going to pull from that committed action.
And then... Ooh, so we're digging deeper into those rabbit holes.
Yes. So one pillar immersion, right? 30 days, and it doesn't have to be 30. Maybe you just want to go through an entire pillar and you just do 11 days. Ooh, but the idea is that I'm going to choose one archetype and I'm really going to spend my time with it. I'm going to notice the thoughts. I'm going to notice the practice. I'm going to notice whatever it is that I've decided to work with. Maybe I've been feeling really dysregulated lately, and I want to take the time and sit with experiential acceptance. I want to allow myself to really become the alchemist of feeling and hold that space for letting myself feel the feels for the next little bit. Maybe I'm working on building something. Maybe I'm working on a course or, a plan or whatever it is. And I really want to make sure that I'm staying with it. So maybe I'm going to pull from the sacred builder for those, for
Mm,
that next month, so that I can practice that consistent values aligned action.
mm.
Yeah. So,
I love all that. Well, and you're like just hopping down here where you mentioned about like shadow inquiry, because Diana was just saying definitely a good shadow work deck.
oh, yeah, absolutely. You can just pull and just read the shadow whisper.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going through and, it's like, okay, I'm feeling some stuff right now and I don't really know what's going on. Like, what do I need to think about? Right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's do one more just because, three's the charm.
Yeah.
There we go. And so I have these cards. I have love, awe, and depth, right? Those are the cards that came out for me. But if I just go through the shadow whisper, right? This doesn't deserve my care. So there's protective withdrawal of emotional investment when something is judged as unsafe, unworthy, or too costly to stay open. So I'm shutting down,
Mm-hmm.
right? This doesn't deserve my care. There's nothing special here, right? That cynicism, that's narrowing perception.
Right.
And then depth. This reaction is the whole truth, right? So impulse equated with identity. So now I'm looking at this and going, I'm pulling inward in order to protect myself, which
Mm-hmm.
means that cynicism is coming in and I'm not noticing the specialness of the
Right.
situation or what it has to offer. And I'm taking that reaction as the whole truth.
Mm-hmm.
That just called me out.
Yeah.
Now
Be prepared, people.
what do I want to do with that? Right? And you notice, like it says in the book, does it feel sharp? Does it feel familiar? Is it
Yeah.
emotionally charged? If it is, that means that there's something there to
Right.
explore. Right? If you notice, oh, my body gets tight and I'm contracting and I'm kind of like having a reaction to this,
Mm-hmm.
that means that it's purposeful. There's a
Right.
reason for that. And so the more that we're able to notice it, the more that we're able to go, oh, okay, there's something here for me. And I might notice that this is a pattern I'm trying, that's trying to protect me. Like, what is it protecting me from when I close off and don't let myself feel that love? When I
Mm-hmm.
don't let myself give that love, right? What am I trying to protect myself from?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of opportunity here to really deep dive into what it is that's going on. And then again, not getting stuck in it. I might go,
Right.
okay, I get that. Now what? Well,
Well, now
there's
you have action.
mind
Yeah.
action right there on the card.
Leah said, I love my shadow.
Yay. Our
And Vanessa,
shadow is such a good teacher.
Vanessa says, love us some shadow work.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, does the guidebook say how does it feel to be outed about this on YouTube?
Dang, I didn't get that into the guidebook.
Next time. That'll be the what are the edited
Yeah.
version? Yeah.
I think that needs to be in the journal practice.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, so there's, as you said, like the aligned action practice.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about that pause today too, right?
Hmm?
And we were talking about the pause today too, where you have like the self-check pause.
Yeah.
Talking about that pause today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I
You guys
pull
really
out
gotta go back and watch those shows. They're all feel like they're all connected today. Honestly.
It's very aligned with the energy right now.
Yeah.
But I do a self-check pause. So self-check. What can I learn here? Am I acting by default or decision? Can I notice without judgment? Right? So if I pull 3 cards and just do the self-check, I'm like, oh, well, that's calling me out too, right? What can I learn here? Am I acting by default or by decision? Okay, so right there, those two, like now I know what I can learn. What am I doing? Like I'm just sitting in my pattern. I'm not consciously and intentionally making a decision here. So can I notice that without bringing in judgment?
Right.
That's okay. I'm just doing my pattern. And I don't want to do my pattern anymore because it doesn't serve me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And again, return to it before reacting, right?
Yeah.
I pull out one card and all I want to do is the self-check for the day.
Yeah.
So something happens at work and I'm like, what can I learn from this? right? Just
Yeah.
pause one
Yeah.
moment, right? And that can be enough,
Yeah.
right? So we can make it as intricate or as simple as we want to.
Yeah. As you said, like, you can do the 30 days or the 10 or the 11 or just work your
Yeah.
way through it.
Yeah. And as it says there, right? Like rather trying to answer the question perfectly, allow it to interrupt automatic patterns and create space for choice. Because ultimately that's all we want to do.
Yeah.
We just want to be able to cut the pattern. And that small moment of awareness is enough for me generally to be able to change that direction.
Mm-hmm. And then you do have, so following that, you have some examples of, I guess, spreads and applied practices.
Yes, this is where we get into it.
Yeah. Deep dive.
Right. So the 6-pillar integration spread, right? So this is the full map. So remember at the beginning where we
Yes.
walked through each of it, right? So you're going to pull from each pillar. So the Skywatcher card you're going to pull, and what thought is influencing me right now? And notice what comes up for you around the Skywatcher card. What is it that I need to shift or change in the way that I'm perceiving this? The Alchemist, right? What emotion needs space? So the Alchemist of feeling is going to come in and say, okay, let's look at this. Let's hold some space for this. Let's allow ourselves to sit with it and feel the feels that are needed to be felt. Grounded mystic, what is true right now? Can I really allow myself to be in the present moment and notice that? The infinite witness, who am I beyond this? Right? That ability to step into the energy of the observer and recognize that I'm not the one who is, all of the things that are happening in the experiences, these are parts of me, but I am this observer presence that's able to witness all of that. Right? The inner compass. Where do I want to go from here? Okay, I'm noticing this. I'm recognizing it. I'm holding space for it. Now, what direction matters to me? And then what is one action I can take, that sacred builder, to move me towards that?
Love it. So yeah, as you guys can see, you can deep dive as much as you want.
Yeah, you can take it deep. You can keep it simple. Yep. Even simple can be deep.
If you're 1-3 projectors or
right. Yep. And the toward and away spread. Yep. So toward and away are both our act. There's an act premise to that. Right. And it's simply that, right? Am I moving towards something that's valuable to me, or am I moving away from it?
Yeah.
Right. So, I want to look at my current pattern. So you can pull from any pillar. My inner compass. What's important to me right here? And the sacred builder. What do I want to do? Right. So I'm looking at it from that perspective of like, what's the issue? What's important? Where do I go from here?
Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. And there's reflections with everything because.
Yeah.
Just because.
Just because. And then, as you say, using the deck with other cards. We've talked about that already.
Yeah. And this is where, again, we might have an oracle deck or a tarot, and we're using it and it feels really good. And then it's like, oh, but I just want a little bit deeper of an understanding. And of course, we can pull from the same deck and get clarifiers that way. But let's say, you pull, I don't know, the 8 of Swords. I'm feeling really stuck, really trapped, really unsure of what to do, what's going on. Oh, I pulled the cognitive diffusion card on flexibility. Right? It's this or nothing, very all or nothing thinking. Yep. Oh, that's fitting for that card. Yep. For that card. Right? As the Sky Watcher, you routinely shift vantage points. Rigidity narrows perception. Flexibility restores possibility. Other paths remain available. Okay. So I'm feeling really stuck in this, but I'm feeling really stuck in this because this is the tunnel vision that I'm seeing. Right. What else is possible here? Where can I move in a different direction? Right. So the aligned action is name one alternative outcome that you would consider acceptable. Right. Just getting us to be able to break down that fusion, that cognitive fusion, which is just that I call them our horse blinders.
Yes.
Right? But I'm very stuck in a particular way of seeing something. So yeah, I find it really helpful for clarification.
So we have about 10 minutes left, and we've had a couple of people ask if you'd be up for doing a sample reading.
Ooh, okay.
So I don't know if you want to do like, we can, because we both have the deck, if we want to like have people say like if they would like a reading or not, and then maybe just pull like a card for each person, or what, I don't know what you're feeling.
I don't know. Do you guys want to do that where we pull for you, or do you want a collective where we do a little bit together? Like, how do you guys want to do it?
Rossi says she volunteers Leah because she did ask first. She did ask first.
I like how you're volunteering each other, not yourself.
That's what Moira said. Me, please. So we could do two. We could do if we did one for Leah and one for Moira.
Perfect. Perfect.
There were the two asking in the chat. So
yep,
we'll do those two.
Okay, who are we starting with?
We'll do Leah first, just because I said she asked first. So
done and done. All right. Do you have a particular question, Leah, or do you want to just have us do one card each, or how do we want to do it?
How much do you want to be called out tonight? If you want
to one fly out of the deck, so I don't know. Should I keep shuffling or?
Vanessa says I was going to say collective, but let's watch some roasting. Oh gosh.
And you're upset we called you trouble.
And Moira, if you want to let us know too, whether you just want a general or what, and then I'll pull for Moira.
Mm-hmm. All right, do you want to go first? Do you want me to? How do you want to do this?
Well, if you want to pull for Leah, then I'll pull for Moira, but we can kind of both have input into the reading, and that way you can get.
I already pulled for Leah, so that works.
Yeah.
All right, I've got 2 committed actions and 1 values card. So the first thing that comes up for me with this is really like, and I got them. I'll flip it this way. Put them in order, right? So I got the values card in between 2 committed action cards. So the very first thing that comes out for me is like paying attention to what's important to you and then really honoring it, the ins and outs of it. So the first card I got was willingness. Willingness says, the feeling does not need to change before you do. As the sacred builder, you move in spite of discomfort rather than waiting for its disappearance. Willingness expands capacity. So if I just do the oracle message here, it's what is it that's happening for you right now that you're waiting for the discomfort to pass? You're waiting to feel better before you actually take action. Because that's what this card is about. It's about the willingness to proceed even when it's uncomfortable. So the shadow whisper says, this feeling must go away first. There's an emotional control as a prerequisite. The self-check, can I allow this feeling to be here and still move in my chosen direction? And the aligned action is to take one small step towards what matters while allowing discomfort to be present as you do it. The next card I got is integrity. This is a values card. So if I'm reading these 2 together, I'm like, okay, so is it possible that maybe something is coming up for you and you're not comfortable because in order to act in integrity, maybe you have to make somebody upset. Maybe somebody isn't going to like it, and so you're not letting yourself move in that direction because of the discomfort. But it's so important to stay aligned with that integrity and what is important to you. So the integrity card says, as the inner compass, your behavior reflects your chosen standards. Alignment builds trust within yourself, right? The more that we are aligned in our action, even if it's hard, the better it is for us and for our well-being. So the shadow whisper says, nobody's going to notice if I compromise, right? That quiet erosion of our inner congruence. This is where it's like, well, I don't actually have to say anything. I don't actually have to put myself out there because there's a fear. It's not comfortable when we do that. So the self-check, am I honoring myself, my truth, or my word? And the aligned action is to list 3 qualities that you want your actions to reflect. So in this willingness, with this discomfort, what are 3 actions that you want to make sure reflect what's important to you? And how can you move in that direction? And then I got the persistence card. Of course, that goes right after, because you're doing all of this work and noticing what is it that I'm going to be willing to move towards in spite of the discomfort. And we need persistence in order to be able to take those actions. Mm-hmm. So the persistence card says, as the sacred builder, you continue even when motivation fades. Commitment is not emotional, it's directional, right? So the shadow whisper says, I don't feel like it today. But the self-check goes, if I keep doing this, does it move me toward what matters to me? And then take that one small step on a value-aligned task, even if that motivation is low. So as a whole, what this is saying for me, and you can see if it aligns for you or not, but what's coming is that you have movement that is supposed to happen, but there might be hesitation there. And that hesitation is because there's a discomfort around it. But really spend the time sitting with what is important for you and make the decision to move in that direction, even if it's uncomfortable and even if it doesn't feel like you're motivated to in the moment. Because the more you sit in that integrity, move in that integrity, the more things are going to actually fall into place for you. So hope that helps.
Mm-hmm. So Moira is next, but somebody else also popped in while you were doing your reading. Hello.
Hey. Thanks for joining us.
And I don't know if you want to just pull one or two cards. I already pulled one for Diana. It is her birthday tomorrow, but her puppy's also going in for surgery. So if...
Oh, okay.
I will say with Diana's, so I had the deck, I was shuffling it. I had literally there's 52 card pickup all over my floor right now. I had one card that stayed on the table. So that's what I'm going with. You should see my floor. I'm not going to even try and clean this up at the moment.
That's hilarious. They really wanted you to have that card.
Yeah. So for Moira, but I mean, also if anybody else is watching and doesn't have a reading right now, these cards can be for you too. If you feel aligned with them, just remember that as well. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
So the first card I got it says present moment. So it's embodiment. And it says, as the grounded mystic, you inhabit your body fully. There is a quiet intelligence in the body that does not need to be translated to be understood. Your nervous system speaks in sensation before language. Listen through feeling. Ooh, I like that line. Ooh. Everybody listen through your feelings. So the shadow whisper is, my body does not matter right now, ignoring those somatic signals. So ignoring, as we say, don't be walking around, ignoring the check engine light. Mm-hmm. So the self-check is, what sensation is most noticeable in my body? And then the aligned action says, stretch slowly and track the physical sensations as you move. So shifting that energy. The next one I get after that is acceptance. So I like the kind of flow of this, and it's patience. So it says, as the alchemist of feeling, so now we're saying feel it in the body. Now we're transitioning into that. You trust the slow unfolding of change. Transformation does not respond to urgency. It responds to presence. So the shadow whisper is, this shouldn't be taking so long. All of us that are impatient get that. Yep. Impatience with your own humanity. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. And then, so the self-check is, am I demanding immediate relief? So what is it that's causing that urgency to deal with the situation? What can't wait? And then the aligned action is, allow one uncomfortable emotion to exist for 90 seconds without distraction. Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a toughie. Mm-hmm. And then the last one is committed action. So again, I love the flow of these. And as I said, I was shuffling. But it's accountability. So it says, as the sacred builder, you take responsibility without self-attack. Self-ownership strengthens integrity. So the shadow whisperer, I don't want to face this. So it's shame leading to abandonment. So as you said, that avoidance or that avoiding piece. So the self-check would be, what would responsible repair look like? And then the aligned action says, notice where something was off and take one concrete repair step today towards yourself, a task, or a relationship. And I mean, and that can be like the smallest, as you said, the smallest little thing, you know? Yeah.
Well, and it could be simply, let's go back to the very first card, embodiment, right? Maybe I just need to repair my relationship with myself in this moment and actually listen to what my body is telling me.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, I don't ask for patience. The guides will make it a lesson and make you wait for things. I just say all in due time. That's smart.
That's fair. We do have to be really mindful what we ask for.
All right, where am I? Here am I. I'm going to say, please do not say my computer's freezing. No, it was just my mouse was being silly. Leah says, I love the 3 choices. I got this 100%. Thank you. Then this is just Diana saying, like, it's okay, so we get the positive from these messages too. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Tanis, I'll send you the StreamYard link in a second, and you can pop one after. But yes, we are sending benevolent outcomes and all the best for your puppy.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to do that one? You said you've got a card.
Yes. Yeah. So I go, as I said, one card, all the rest are on the floor.
Which is why the after, Tanis.
So I actually got, so it's values, it's authenticity. So it says, as the inner compass, you are invited to live closer to your truth. Alignment is subtler than approval, but it is far steadier. Choose what reflects your real voice. So the one thing I'm getting is almost like what I'm getting from them is we talk about authenticity, and standing in your power, but I'm also getting like being the pillar. So, you know, it's your birthday. So like stand on that pillar. But 2, with your puppy going in for surgery, it's remembering that inner strength at the same time. So I'm getting be the pillar. And then so the shadow whisper is, if I reveal who I really am, I won't be accepted. So fear-driven self-suppression. So again, with her or them going in for surgery, if there are certain rituals that you feel like you want to do to bring, you know, calmness for yourself, calmness for her, luck, however you want to see it, go for it. Don't care what anybody else thinks about, you know, them. Just go for it and do those. So the self-check is this choice aligned with who I want to be? And then the aligned action is write one sentence beginning with, I want to be the kind of person who. So again, that self-reflection piece.
And what a great thing for a birthday.
Right?
To be able to go, okay, I just completed another year around this crazy sun. What do I want to do? Who do I want to be in the next, you know, journey?
And she's just saying, she's replying to Rossi, just saying, thank you. She is so spry and healthy, but the tumors, so it's her 16th years of age that worries me. Yeah. But what did you get for Diana?
Okay. So the first card I have here, well, these 2 came out together, but I've got allowing and duly noted. So one is a diffusion and one is experiential acceptance. So we've got the alchemist of feeling and the sky watcher here. And then I've got self as context. I actually got the pillar card itself. So when Kaylee's going, be the pillar, I got a pillar. So for allowing, it says, what burns within you is not an enemy. It is unprocessed wisdom. As the alchemist of feeling, you are asked to bring down your walls, stay present, and let it be seen. What you allow no longer needs to push against you. And so, again, when we have those who are suffering around us, those that we love, especially our fur babies, right? I think that we often get into this place of, if I let the feeling in, it's going to overwhelm me. And so we often put up those walls. So just notice, am I tightening against this experience, or am I making room for it? So sitting with it, recognizing that there is space for it, breathing through it, and allowing yourself to feel what needs to be felt.
Felt. English.
Feel the feels, they need to be felt. Wait a minute, felt. But also duly noted. And duly noted is a cognitive diffusion card. It's a Sky Watcher card. It says, the mind speaks loudly when it believes something matters. As a Sky Watcher, you recognize that some thoughts are attempts to protect you. You acknowledge these thoughts without following them. So I can acknowledge that this thought is coming in, and it's coming in order to try to protect me, right? And maybe the thought is that shadow whisper. If I let the feeling in, it's going to overwhelm me, right? Yeah. So that thought is there. It's trying to protect, but it doesn't understand that that's not going to actually help me through this, right? So the shadow whispers, I have to follow this thought, right? I have to do what it says. So, the aligned action here says, silently say, thank you, mind, and then return to what you were doing. So acknowledge it, duly noted, right? Yeah. Alchemist, aka Merlin. All the rituals I do for sure. Thank you. Yeah. And then allowing yourself to do it, allowing yourself to hold that space. And then the self as context is the infinite witness. And this is the pillar card. It says, the eternal observer, the one who rests in the quiet vastness. The infinite witness is the vast awareness beneath every role, every thought, every emotion, the one who has been present through every chapter of your life, unmoved by content. So you are the space, not the story. So reminding yourself that you are the space, you're not the story, you're not all the things, all the feelings, all the thoughts, right? You are so much more than that and so much beyond that. And so that can be lean into it. Lean into it knowing that you are okay and you can move through it. Yeah. And then, to Kaylee's card, which I love, and then decide how I want to move forward and giving yourself permission to do just that.
Well, Jen, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your amazing deck. I think this shows you a perfect example of how you can use these cards for yourself or for others, of course. Yeah, I agree, Rossi, though, that last card. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything coming up that you want to let people know about?
So coming up, let's go back and just do a review. So if you guys didn't see it, I was on with Gerald today at 2, and we were talking about relaxation and how relaxation is not what we think it is. And so really allowing ourselves to understand relaxation versus rest versus how we discharge, how we what happens when we step into shutdown, or we end up completely taken out, which does happen. That's collapse, right? So just we went through all of that, and it was a really fantastic talk. So if you're feeling those things, if you're going, I don't understand why, I rest all weekend, I spent it laying on the sofa, and I don't understand why I still don't feel okay come Monday, it's a really great show to help navigate that. And my blog on my website has a really neat tool that you can use.
Laughing just because of Moira's comment.
Yeah. The garden is a great place to do some relaxation, but also like discharging energy, recharging ourselves, all that kind of stuff. And then we had Twillo Talk every Monday at 5, and
it was Twillo Stash this week. So Gerald,
and it was Twillo Stash. So that was fantastic. We had Gerald on with us. I don't have any other shows coming up this week. I'll be back on Twillo Talk next Monday. But I am, if you do like and subscribe, every Sunday I have an energy update.
They're so great.
Oh, good. And then every Monday I'm putting out a mystic message. And on my My Holistic Self Facebook and Instagram. I have the daily energy updates.
And those have been so great too. Just if you guys want the like, why am I feeling like this? And being like, I wish I wasn't the only one dealing with this. Most of the time you'll see from the energy updates, it's close.
You're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find that collective recognition of like,
Yeah.
oh, this is the collective energy. It's not just me.
Yeah.
Helps us to just go, oh, okay, I can handle this.
So I'm reading the comments right now, and I just love this community. So Diana said, "Yes, amazing deck, Etsy, here I come." And then immediately following that, Rossi said, "Oil painter," said Diana, "Hold off, I'm gifting it to you for your birthday."
Oh, you guys are incredible.
So we're gonna end on that note. I hope everyone has such a wonderful rest of their night and a wonderful week. And we'll see you back here in 2 weeks on the 22nd. We'll see you guys all real soon. Bye-bye.